A pro wrestler whose name is only what he does? Now that's what I call wrestling.
I'll give him one of these and I'll give him one of those.
Hey there, sports fan. My name is Kit, also known as professional wrestler Magnum CK, and this is Now That's What I Call Wrestling. Now this clip, look, wrestling's a business of exaggeration. Wrestling's a business of hyperbole. Wrestling's a business of a lot of people who probably don't know the definition of the word hyperbole, and that's fine. We don't judge that here. Well, we mostly exclusively judge here, but we're not going to judge you because you're watching and we like you. This particular promo, this clip, has changed my life. It has been sent to me, honestly, no exaggeration, by probably 12 different people. From people I know to people who just watched the show and sent it my way because they very correctly assumed that it was right up my alley. And not only is it right up my alley, but I sleep in a box in this alley. This is exactly where I live. It has also opened up a new avenue for me, which I'm very excited about because, you know, there's only a finite number of episodes of World Wrestling Empire out there. I think I have about 35 full episodes and then some lost tapes that we'll go through at some point. But after that, I don't know. Like, we're going to have to figure out something else. This has opened up a new avenue of video for me from Chicago Challenge Wrestling. And I lived in Chicago for a while, and I've done lots of work in Chicago at the Second City and other places in that vein. And so I have a special place in my heart for Chicago and the challenges that Chicago presents. So Chicago Challenge Wrestling is perfect. So on this very special episode, on this episode, we're gonna go through this just gold mine of a promo.
What would you like to be known as?
We're off to a great start. We're off to a wonderful start. We're obviously in some sort of studio, which love that. Just kind of lazy blue curtain in the background. Love that. We have a commentator here who is just absolutely from Chicago. You cannot convince me otherwise, just by even looking at him. This announcer looks like he sounds like he's from Chicago. He doesn't even have to speak, and you can figure it out. Love the maroon blazer. Love the old school microphone. Love the watch. I'm loving what I'm seeing. And then we take a little look over here to the left. What do we see? We see a big old beefy boy with a very tiny head. Just like, remember when they made that really bad Super Mario movie and they changed like the Goombas or the Koopas or something and just made these big guys with small heads?
Goombas.
Why is your head so small, brother? This guy
skips head day, am I right?
But he's got the low, wide cut singlet. Big fan of that on the show. He's got the big old beefy arms and chest, kind of chest, and the tights that don't match the singlet. Perfecto.
What would you like to be known as? I'll give him one of these and I'll give him one of those and one of these and I'll give him one of those.
What in the Looney Tunes hell is going on here?
That dirty Persian shark, a back flat and Thornton, Philip Bucket Martin.
This guy was voiced by Mel Blanc. I'm convinced. You can't tell me that this pro wrestler, whose name we don't know yet, does not indeed like a whole lot of lumps.
How many lumps do you want?
3 or 4.
I like that this announcer can't even stay in character. Like, he's just like laughing about how ridiculous this is.
And I choke him like this.
All right,
I choke him like this. I'll give him.
Oh yeah. I believe you. But
This wrestler is a reverse Pokemon. What do I mean by that? I'm gonna make it up right now. Pokemon only say their names, right? If you're Pikachu and you're trying to relay a message, you're just saying Pikachu different ways.
Yeah.
This guy, when you ask him what his name is, he only says what he does. His actions. He's going to give him one of those. He's going to give him one of these. He's going to knee him in the dick hole. He's going to choke him like this. That's a reverse Pokemon. More you know.
What's your name?
I like that the guy ran out of things to say he's going to do to his imaginary opponent. So he just stares off camera at probably someone he's hoping has an idea and just growls menacingly.
We got to know, who are you? Who are you, actually? Who are you?
Who are you actually? Who are you even? Who are you actually? Heavens to Murgatroyd. I fell down. Over even. I wish we could. This is perfect, and I wouldn't change. I love it. It's perfect. But if there's one thing I could change about it, it would be that the wrestler would be saying the things he's saying now, but as Snagglepuss. Like if the announcer's like, "Hey, who are you actually?" And the wrestler's like, "Oh, I'm going to grab him even. I'm going to strangle him, actually. I'm going to take him like this, and I'm going to smash him right in between both of his testicles, even."
Yeah, okay, I understand. Yeah, right. Hey, Sinister, come on.
So the announcer, while the wrestler is showing us a visual performance art representation of what it's like when you get something in the mail that's like it's in a plastic container, and you really would be easier if you just grabbed a pair of scissors, but like you just want to. Why don't they put like a thing where you can pull like a pull tab and open on this, and like, damn it, I've spent like 2 minutes and I don't want to bite it because like it's been through the mail, maybe it's dirty, but like, God damn it, the scissors are over there, and I just don't want to. If I just try for a second longer, I think I can get it. He gives up and calls for the manager, whose name we do know, and the manager's name is apparently Sinister, which is a great thing that more we should bring back in wrestling, where you don't have an actual name. Your name is just an adjective that describes your character.
In here.
Easy, Big Daddy. Easy, Big Daddy.
There's a lot here. First of all, it's sad to see what Johnny Depp's career has fallen to at this point. We've got a bowler hat and a Halloween. This guy's wearing around his neck the decoration that your third grade teacher put on the door, on the classroom door, in October for spooky season.
Hey, I think we need a little interpretation. Who or what is it? All right,
I'll give you interpretation, because that's what they do. He gives them one of these, and he gives them one of those.
Do the Mario, swing your arms from side to side.
So we've committed to the bit at this point. We're past our neck. We're just under the bridge of the nose here on the bit of not giving this guy's name. This was actually a rejected Abbott and Costello bit.
That's what I want to find out. I want you to tell me the names of the fellas on the St. Louis team. I'm telling you.
I'll give him one of these, and I'll give him one of those.
It's cool that these guys were able to do something with it.
And you know who he gives it to? He gives it to Bruiser. Give him one, Daddy. Give him one. That's right.
He's just manifesting. That's all it is. You know, you ever heard of it? You ever heard of manifestation? Because we all live in a simulation theory now. And so if you want to accomplish something, all you got to do is just like think about it real hard. And then it happens. This guy wants to beat Bruiser. He wants to win, I guess. I assume that's why he's here. So how is he going to manifest that? He's going to give him one of these, and he's going to manifest this, and he's going to manifest that, and he's going to simulation theory, and he's going to everything. We live in the Matrix.
Hey, man, look at this guy. Hey, look at this monster.
what is it?
And what you think could be a possible ending to this 1 minute so far, which is just truly a lifetime. I mean, just we've lived a life in 60 seconds. What could be a plausible ending of like, hey, we're ending with mystery. We never find out this guy's, but we have a fun little thing where we don't know what his name is, but we know what he wants to do with his hands. Where he just walks toward the camera. Maybe we cut there, but this wouldn't be. That would just be bad wrestling. That would just be bad wrestling. maybe you forgot what we do here, bud. Maybe you forgot where you tuned in. You didn't tune into bad wrestling. You tuned into good bad wrestling. So what do we do in bad wrestling? We cut the segment off. What do we do in good bad wrestling? We have a perfectly opportune time to cut, and we keep going. This ain't your daddy's good bad wrestling.
Sinister, what's the man? Is that guy crazy or what?
Easy, big
What
boy.
is he? What's with this guy?
I'm gonna tell you what
Who
he
is he?
That might be the most Chicago sentence I've ever heard. Hey, what is this guy, huh? What is he? This guy crazy or what? Huh? What is he?
I'm gonna tell you who he is.
All right.
This guy really does look like Mickey Rourke toward the end.
Who is he?
He gives them one of those, and he gives them one of these.
Hey, you know a cool thing about a comedy bit is you do it once to set it up, and maybe you get a little laugh, and then you do it a second time, and maybe, okay, but then we do it a third time, and then, it kind of pays off, but then if you just keep going, and you do it like, if you really want to be funny in comedy, you don't just do the rule of threes. You don't just do it 3 times. You do it 3 times, and then 4, and 5, then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. You do it 11, 12. You don't stop at 3. You go 13, 14 times, 15, 16. Go 17 times, 18. Don't stop at 3. Don't do the rule of 3. It's the rule of 19. You do it 20 times. You do it 21 times. Do it.
That's all the people need to know.
Who is he? What's his name?
His name.
Okay, we've built this up. This is a dangerous game. I'll clap about it. It's dangerous. Why is it dangerous? Not just because this guy's just like, we've gone now off the stage. Like we've run out of curtain. What we've done is we've planted a seed, and I'm afraid that when you plant a seed that deep in the ground and you just drive it down so deep and you dump so much damn water on it, we run the risk of the fruit of that seed not matching the expectation that we have in our brain. We've built up this name for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5, 6. We've built up this name for a long time. Can it live up to the hype? Get your hopes up.
What's his name? His name is Monster Number 2, and he gives them one of these, and he gives them one of those.
So is his government name not just Monster Number 2? And oh boy, I am sure he's a monster number 2, without a doubt. And I am sure if we were able to see one of his matches, we could confirm that he's a monster number 2, to say the least. Probably a number 2 and a number 1. And maybe whatever the number is when you mix a number 1 and a number 2 together. A 1 and then it plus a 2 equals a 3. Maybe it's a number 4. Maybe it's a 5. Maybe it's a 6. Maybe. So his name is Monster Number 2, and he gives him one of these, and he gives him one of those. I think he's a victim. I think his family, his ancestors that came to America were probably a victim of, like, when they got off at Ellis Island, and they were like, "Hi, we're the Snickle Fritzes," and they're like, "Snickle Fritz, this is America, pally. Welcome to New York. You're monster number 1. Obviously, I'm assuming that you're pregnant, ma'am, with a baby boy. You probably name him monster number 2. I don't know. But that's just your first name, monster number 1. And your last name is, I don't know. Give him one of these, give him one of those. Boom. Hi, welcome to America.
His name is Monster Number 2, and he gives them one of these, and he gives them one of those.
But I thought it was Monster Number 1.
He's Monster Number 1, and he gives them one of these.
Well, is he
and
just
Okay, so we have a whole thing here. It's beautiful. Thank you so much for sending this to me. We have a whole thing here where we build up for 6 or 7 years what this guy's fucking name is. We finally get it out that it's Monster Number 2, and then the announcer, who for the past hour and a half of my life has been asking, what's your name? What's your name? Has to then correct Sinister, the manager, and be like, wait a minute, monster number 2, I thought he was monster number 1. And then so Sinister has to be like, yeah, that's right. He is monster number 1, but he's monster number 2, and he's monster number 3, and he's monster number 4, and he's monster number 5. I think with all this yelling, my dogs are just going to move out. The lesson, the moral of this story is this. First of all, a pro wrestler who doesn't even know his own name, and then his manager comes out and he doesn't even know, the announcer has to fix it, is the most pro wrestling thing that's ever happened. That's pro wrestling. But if we can take away anything from this, if we have to figure out what the lesson is, if we have to figure out what the 1 lesson is, we have to figure out what the 2 lesson is, figure out what the 3 lesson is. If we have to figure out what the 4, the moral of the story is, now that's what I call wrestling.
What do you say to that?